That's what he was trying to get across to them. And this was actually the final set of verses that we looked at last time. So this is where we kind of started to shift our focus in. An example, then have that. So let's read these verses together out of Colossians 3 and a few questions we'll have after that. All right, so since then you've been raised with Christ, set your heart on things above. Should point out, too, this is a passage that is written to the church. And so that's why this is kind of written as though you've already been in that saved relationship with God through Christ. Since then, you've been raised with Christ. So he's talking about that in that affirming tone of you are part of God's family. This is the audience to whom he's writing. So written to us as well. Since you've been raised with Christ, set your heart on things above where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on earthly things, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you will also appear with him in glory. I mean, that can be a tough one to kind of follow because there's a lot of commas, for one, and that can always make a little bit more complexity to the actual sentence. But you follow what he's saying there, is he's saying, first of all, you've already been dying to your old self so that you can now be living a different life. And your life is actually in Christ only. There is no existence of a Christian outside of Jesus. And so what we live in our lives matters, but it isn't our life. It's kind of our existence now. And so he says what you're really living, your life, is what is hidden in Christ.